especially great nutritional needs. And these needs can be divided into food quantity and food quality. In terms of amount, children require more calories relative to their body size than at any other time in life. And as a rough guideline, this equals 1,000 calories per day during the first year of life, plus an additional 100 calories a day for every additional year of age. So that an 8-year-old would typically need about 1,800 calories a day, which approximates the needs of an adult woman. Child growth and nutrition is also critically dependent upon a high-quality diet, and this includes numerous essential vitamins and minerals, high-quality carbohydrate, fat, protein, fiber, and importantly, the regularity of meals. Though vitamin deficiencies have long been a concern, as you have heard earlier, the classic picture of food insecurity was an underweight child with inadequate access to calories. Starvation is, of course, still a concern in the United States, but government assistance programs have been highly successful in reducing this form of deprivation. Indeed, cutbacks in SNAP during hard economic times such as these will inevitably cause extreme hunger among children to rise. But today, the picture of food insecurity is increasingly overweight or obese child. Though they may at first seem mutually exclusive, research has shown that food insecurity and hunger clearly coexist with obesity, not only in the same family, but sometimes in the same child. The problem today isn't primarily a lack of food, but rather the dependability and type of food in children's diets. Most children in the United States consume an adequate or excessive number of calories. However, children in low-income families may not know when their next meal will be, and the quality of that meal is too often inadequate. Studies in animals provide insights into this relationship. In one experiment, normal mice exposed to random intermittent fasting developed increased body weight and fatness compared to animals with predictable food availability. And these intermittently fasted animals showed biological changes that would predispose to obesity. They had changes in their brain peptides, which would make them hungrier, and also a decreasing body temperature, which would indicate a declining metabolic rate. The combination of increased hunger and dropping metabolic rate is, of course, going to be a recipe for weight gain. And another reason for the relationship between food insecurity and obesity is that low-income families tend to spend their food dollars on, as you've heard, high-calorie, extraordinarily low-quality products. According to one estimate, SNAP pays about $4 billion a year to soft drink manufacturers for sugar-sweetened beverages, and that would translate into about 20 million servings of sugary beverage a day in the United States. These extremely low-quality products provide less satiety, or that sense of fullness, relative to the number of calories consumed. So if a child consumes a 20-ounce serving of cola, she will become hungrier sooner than if she ate a large apple with a heaping tablespoon of peanut butter, even though both of these snacks have the same number of calories. And in addition to more rapidly returning hunger, metabolic rate may plummet with excessive consumption of highly processed carbohydrates like chips, candy, and sugary drinks, products purchased in abundance with SNAP benefits. And research has also clearly linked consumption of sugary drinks and other highly processed snack food with excessive weight gain and other major adverse health outcomes. For example, we showed that every additional serving of sugary beverage a day increased the risk of obesity in middle school children by about 60%. Soft drinks have also been strongly linked to, in adults, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and Adults and children, dental cavities, gout, and possibly cancer. The immediate effects of food insecurity and poor diet quality on children have been well documented. And these include effects through the mother during pregnancy, which involve birth defects, and then directly on children, anemia and other nutritional deficiencies, abnormal maternal child attachment, developmental delay, scholastic and learning difficulties, impaired acquisition of social skills, and mental, emotional, and behavioral disorders. The long-term costs of poor diet and obesity in childhood will be massive when this generation of children reaches adulthood. For example, by 2020, more than half of the US adult population will have diabetes or prediabetes if these trends continue, with annual costs approaching $500 million per year. And by 2030, the total economic costs of cardiovascular disease, which is an overwhelmingly lifestyle-dependent disease, are predicted to approach or exceed $1 trillion a year. So in effect, if we could eliminate these costs by improving childhood nutrition and reducing obesity in this generation as this generation become adults, in effect, Democrats could have social spending, Republicans could have a balanced budget, and in theory, we could all just get along. An obesity epidemic may give rise to a vicious cycle of declining worker productivity, increasing costs that, as you've heard earlier, amount to a national security threat. So in conclusion, SNAP remains essential to prevent starvation among children. But an exclusive focus on food quantity in SNAP, in contrast to, for example, WIC, contributes to malnutrition and probably obesity in children. The consequences to society of poor childhood nutrition will be massive. SNAP funding should not be cut, but instead be focused to support foods of clear nutritional value. Thank you very much.